of language development. As I'm loading up this video, I want you guys to think about, at your tables, where language comes from. I've been kind of teasing you with this idea a little bit as we talk about nature and nurture.
That's why I can't.
And saying that some people believe that language is an internal process that's happening to the child because of the biology of language. In other words, we're programmed to learn language, so we come with language on board, okay? Pre-programmed for language, some language we already know before we're born. I was thinking about being born this morning and just thinking about that moment of birth and how it is a very, very important moment in development. But development has been happening for a long time before a baby's born. Have children had language exposure before they're born? Have children had language exposure before they're born?
Yes.
Now it kind of sounds like this. Everybody cover your ears. Say your ABCs. A, B, C. Say them. D,
A,
B, So it's a little muffled, right? But yet there is exposure to language. There is exposure to rhythm. There is even sometimes exposure to reading experiences. Think about a mom who's pregnant who has already a toddler that she's reading to. Right? She's already reading, and she may not even realize it, but that baby that she's pregnant with is listening, right, to all of those language exposures. So, as we talk about language this morning, I want you, this is the last little piece left over from chapter 6, I really want you to think about, how does language happen? Does it happen, a behavioralist would say, it happens because you hear something and then I internalize that as the baby. Okay? Nativists would say we're pre-programmed, we're pre-born with knowledge of language. And an interrelationalist would say it's kind of a combination of both things. Get out a sheet of paper, write your name on it, you're using 5 in class activity points for this one. And tell me, before we start the video, how do you think language happens? As I'm blowing this video up, how do you think language happens? Does language happen because born with a knowledge of language already on board, or we learn all of our language from our parents? We think about babies that are Chinese, that are adopted at very early ages. Do they have any exposure to Chinese? Do they have a predisposition to actually learn Chinese? Would you take a baby that could learn anything? Any language? What do you think? Where does language come from? What's more important, nature or nurture? Constant question in this class.